What's going on, y'all? What's the word? What's the vibe, man? It's your boy Key, aka the low key entrepreneur, aka Money Bag Key, whatever you know me as. Just wanted to jump on here and talk about how to run up a bag with Navy Federal, how to build that internal score with the biggest credit union in the United States. Let's get it. Okay, first thing first, you can use these same tactics for other credit unions as well, but we're going to talk about it for Navy Fed. So a lot of people don't know that Navy Federal goes by your internal score first. They care more about your internal score than they do about your credit score. So their internal score ranges from 100 all the way up to 450. And the higher your internal score is, the more products and the higher credit limits they'll give you. So there are several ways to increase that internal score before you even apply for anything that's unsecured. So one way, we already know, when you apply for to become a member, you have to get the checking account and the savings account by default. But if you want to increase your chances of getting high limits, you can start out by getting the flagship checking. The flagship checking is their best checking account. It's their top tier checking account, as well as their flagship credit card. So if you want to get that flagship credit card in the future, it's best to start out with that flagship checking account. The flagship checking account requires that you have at least $1,500 in the account at all times, or else you have to pay like a $10 or $15 monthly maintenance fee. But I would suggest you guys to just keep that amount in there because it looks better for your score. The best way to build that internal score is by setting up direct deposit. If you have a job or if you have a business, you can pay yourself, but you need to be setting up your own direct deposit with your company that you work for or the company that you run yourself. Set up direct deposit so that checks can go in via direct deposit, not just a regular ACH. It has to be a direct deposit. You have to set that up to go in there weekly or bi-weekly or at least monthly. This is going to take your internal score from 100 probably to like 250 or 300 just off the strength of this. Like, I've done this. I've told countless of clients to do this and they've gotten higher credit limits out the gates because of this. So it definitely works. So once you guys set that up, then you want to go get a couple other products, like go get a CD, which is a certificate of deposit. It's pretty simple. You can call them and tell them that you want to either sign up for the starter certificate of deposit or the easy start certificate of deposit. I think each of these can be opened for anywhere as low as 6 months to 7 years. And I think the starter can be 3 months to 7 years. But just know that your money will be locked up, so you really can't use it without getting a penalty. So don't do it for too long if you don't want to have the money in there for too long. So at least get one for $100, $50, stuff like that. Put like $5 in there daily or $10 in there every other day. Something just to build that transactional history with the bank along with your direct deposit. Then one of my favorite ways to build that internal score and build your credit report at the same time is by getting a shared secured loan, which is called a pledge loan with them. Pledge loan allows you to put your own money up. You put it into your savings account and they freeze it, and then they give you back whatever you froze, like as collateral. They give it back to you. When you get this back, we don't pay on it over the whole term of the loan. We pay off 90 to 95% off on the loan. So now as soon as it gets reported to your credit report, it's show as if it's 95% paid off, which is going to boost your score by like between 20 and 100 points, depending on what's your credit score at the time. Sometimes it could be more also. But yeah, so it's gonna increase your score and it's gonna increase that internal score. So once you guys do that, that's up to 3 times. I'm not sure if that's like in a lifetime or up to 3 times each year. But yeah, you gotta call them and do that little research. But I'm pretty sure it's only 3, like in a lifetime. And then you guys do not want to do it for nothing less than 18 months, because once this trade line closes, your credit score will go back down a little bit. So yeah, and then you do not want to get it for anything less than 500, but I would truly suggest nothing less than 2,500. The higher that you put in there, the better it impacts your credit score. But do not do 250. Even though it says you can do 250, it ain't gonna really help you as much. When I first got started, I did one for 500, and then next time I did one for a lot more. And the one that I did for a lot more helped my score way more. But yeah, so once you guys get those, now you guys can go after whatever credit card you want to. I don't suggest getting any secured cards unless your credit score is really bad and you have a lot of negatives on your credit report. But even if you have like a 600 credit score, 550 credit score, you might still be able to get approved for that cash rewards card. You just need to do a pre-qualification. On Navy Federal website, they allow you to do a pre-qualification and you can see what credit cards you qualify for. They have a secured card, they have an Amex card that they're using for the merchant account. They have the Glow rewards, the More rewards. The More rewards is the Amex one. They have the flagship credit card. This is the one that you get 2% cash back on and you get a good welcome bonus. Pretty sure all of these credit cards have welcome bonuses, but the flagship one has the biggest. But it does have a annual fee of $50 pretty much. But trust me, you'll be able to make a lot more in cash back than that $50 off of this credit card. So don't even worry about that unless you guys are small-minded. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. If you guys follow all these steps, when you guys apply for your first credit card, you want to do all these steps that I just mentioned before getting a credit card. You want to do all those steps and then wait 91 days, because banks work in 91-day cycles or 90-day cycles. So once it's 91 days, you want to apply for your first credit card. Let's say they approve you for $7,000, or they approve you for $20,000, or even $25,000. Because if you do all these methods, they should be approving you out the gate for a good credit limit, as long as you don't have a bunch of negatives on your credit report. Now you can have negatives, but I would not do it if you got any bankruptcies or anything like that. Don't even apply. But if you got like late payments, some older repossessions, some older late payments, then yeah, you can still apply. This card is pretty good even if you do got bad credit, but you have to build that internal score. So now let's say you got approved for the 25,000, something like that. And you guys want to go apply for a second credit card. After 91 days, you want to apply for your second credit card. So let's say you got the cash rewards the first time and you've been still building the internal score and your credit score over the next 91 days. Now you want to apply for the second credit card. And then maybe after a couple months after that, you want to apply for the credit limit increase on your first credit card. With the credit limit increases, you can get a credit limit increase after 91 days of your credit card account opening. After that, you can get one every 6 months. And every time you guys apply for a credit limit increase, you need to be requesting $8,000 more than what you had as a credit limit before. That's the goal. Because every single time I requested a credit limit increase, they gave me $8,000 more. I've heard that you can't get any more than $8,000 more than you had already. And that's pretty much proven, because even if I put like a higher limit that I'm requesting, they still only approve me for $8,000 more than what my previous credit limit was. And most of these cards can go up to $50,000, but that flagship credit card can go up to $80,000. And you can move your credit limit between each card. Like let's say you want to move a credit limit from one card to make the other card bigger, you can do that as well. But man, this pretty much the steps that you guys can take to go get that bag from Navy Federal. They are giving out big limits. They don't call them the house of high limits for nothing. So definitely don't be scared to get into their system, even if they say you can't get in because you're not affiliated with no one who is in the Army. Don't take no for an answer. You gotta get in there, man, because they give out that bag. You need these high limits on your credit report. Let's get it. With all that being said, man, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. Thanks for watching. And I'll see y'all on the next video, man. Be cool.